Hey guys, welcome back. It's time to head straight into our spot of music, and it is everybody's favorite song, at least it was over Christmas time, and it's Run Town with Mad Over You.
Baby girl, you bad, girl, the way you whine, I demand over you, girl, I demand over you, girl. Say you are my woman, my superwoman, I demand over you, girl, I demand over you, girl.
I thought it was. but
it just wasn't him. Then, when you separate the vocals from the instrumental, it reminds me of Corey Bello's
How?
Bend down, sing it. Yeah, it has like the same
It
undertone.
does actually. It does.
So I was like, who copied who? So there are rumors. Well, not rumors. Some people reckon that I think Corey's song beat Run Town to the Christmas.
Okay.
That this was supposed to be like the official kind of solid
Well, I
Christmas
don't know.
song.
I literally was on, like, I think, was it? I don't know, a few days ago, the beginning of the week. So someone tweeted something about how a particular song was better than Mad Over You. And the replies to that was like, every song that hasn't even been made yet isn't as good as mine. I was like, you people should chill. But to be, like, I heard it on, okay, so usually when I'm in the car, I'm listening to my iPod. So I'm not always listening to the radio. So I was able to escape it over Christmas that way. And also I was hearing it on it was on everyone's Snapchat. So I'd hear like 10-second snatches of Mad Over You. And I didn't really party a lot. So I guess I didn't really hear it that much. And then I was like, oh, let me even like get the song or whatever. So like I went on YouTube and I was watching the video and I was like, this song, I mean, I knew it was a jam. I knew it was a jam, but I didn't really get into the whole, this is a jam until a few weeks ago. And now I'm like fully in there. I'm always late anyway, so that's fine.
Wow.
But yeah, so the video, he has that very sort of, you know,
dirty,
the Afrocentric. He's got the ladies in there, you know,
the
Ankara, whatever. I don't know about the glowing stripper pole, shall you tell us what that means?
I mean, it's pretty innovative, like glow in the dark. Listen, if you
no, that's electrical. Ain't nobody trying to get like
I
electrocuted while they're sliding up the pole.
In these glow in the dark poles.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good song. I don't know if the video kind of matches the song for me, but then again, I mean, we've learned on this segment that it really doesn't have to match. It doesn't matter. And I'm happy to see like Runtown back doing these things. Had a bit of a sketchy, difficult year at
I don't know. I feel like he had a good year
with, you know, the whole label drama.
Oh well,
then, he was out of town a lot as well. I know he was in the States. There are some American girls that he's been rolling around with. Yeah. I
wanted to say something.
What do you want to say?
Have you heard about Techno Thursdays?
Techno Thursdays?
You don't know what Techno Thursdays is?
What is a Techno Thursday?
Let me tell you what a Techno Thursday is before we bring in our guest. So that was, I don't know, sometime last year, I think, Techno, he went on, I think it was Instagram and did a video. And he was like, today is Thursday, this is hashtag Techno Thursdays. You know, this is a day where you girls can go out and cheat on your man, basically. So it kind of caught a little bit of steam on Twitter. People were like, okay guys, today's Techno Thursdays.
Let's go
You're
and
free.
Cheat. Well,
very funny. People kind of like riffed off of his little Instagram thing, but that's it anyway.
Well,
so yeah.
I was gonna say fun, but fun isn't really the word I want to use.
It's something special.
It is something special.
Yeah.
I wonder what Zainab Wednesdays would be like.
Let's not do that. Let's bring in our guest, please, before I get into trouble. So it's time for us to bring in our guest of the day. And he's an entrepreneur. And I'm sure he has many things up his sleeve. He's a young businessman. And let's just go ahead and welcome Kabir Shagaya, CEO of Zippy Logistics.
Hello.
Come on in. We don't bite.
No, not hard anyway.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Hi.
How are you?
How you doing?
Hi. Welcome, welcome. How you doing? Good. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Welcome.
How's life in the zippy world?
One delivery at a time.
Yeah.
As we like to say.
Yeah. So,
for those who don't know.
Yes, for those who don't know what Zippy Logistics is.
Please.
Well, I'm not going to say it's a logistics company, right? Because you guys do much more than that. So just tell us a little bit about how it started and how you got into it.
Okay. First of all, Zippy Logistics is a supply chain company. So we do e-commerce logistics, we do supply chain consultancy, we do courier services, and we also do like e-commerce management.
Oh, okay.
So we basically help you build your e-commerce website, manage the back end of it, and then also sort out the deliveries and get the money back to you. So like a full-fledged solution. So
I
we
didn't
turn
know that.
offline businesses into online businesses. So we're trying to make people go
Online.
virtual. Yeah.
Oh, so do you provide storage for
storage, warehousing, all of that kind of stuff? Because it's quite hard. Because when you have someone that has like a mom and pop supermarket, how to get everything on the inventory management software, how to get everything online, all of that, taking all the pictures of the photo shoots, the marketing, the e-newsletters, all of that. So it's a whole big mess. So what we do is we're in the business of providing peace of mind, as I like to say. So we make people's lives easier by just taking all of that into one bundle and just taking care of it.
That's pretty dope.
At pocket-friendly prices.
This is a commercial for you right now, Abby. Okay, so have you found that people are warming up to, like you mentioned, mom and pop stores. So for me, like when I think about that, I think of, you know, people who like to do business like in an antiquated kind of way. Are people warming up to that? Like, okay, fine, we need to understand that we're in a tech age and we need to move on to online, or are they resistant to the idea? Do you have to do a lot more pushing than you would expect or would want to do?
I would say we used to have to, but now not as much, because we have the likes of Jumia and Konga, who literally they've come into Nigeria and revolutionized the way shopping works. Like people are literally, their businesses have grown by 20 times, 30 times simply because of their online stores. Because if you have a store in the middle of Abia, and now you would only get access to Abia customers, but when you put your stuff online, the whole of Nigeria has access to your store. So location doesn't matter. So paying for rent in Victoria Island for about 7 to 8 million naira for a fantastic store doesn't make sense anymore. Now I can just stop an online shop and have the same access to the person that has a physical store. Because if you ask, like, how many times do you actually go into a store? Because you're in the office from Monday to Friday, you have no free time, and then on weekends you want to just relax and just chill. Or go for a wedding. I
was going to say, one best Saturday.
so you can imagine, so there's literally no time whatsoever to shop. So I always find the people that have stores, like furniture stores and all that kind of stuff, it's always empty because no one ever has the time to go there. We don't have a very big shopping culture because we're always working.
Okay. So well, we're going to zip on out of here for a quick break, and then we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, guys. You're still watching The Spot, and we've been joined by Kabir Shagaya, the CEO of Zippy Logistics, and just kind of getting to know what he does. Today's topic is something that I think he'll be very happy to talk about, and it's doing business differently. Now, during the break, we were talking about, because before we get into this, I just wanted to know the expo. We were talking about something that Zippy has done differently. Last year, they did like competitions, plenty of competitions. I didn't win any sharp. They give people trips to places, and people were doing mad things to get. People were posing on the bikes. People were doing they were doing photo shoots straight at like like talking about patronizing Zippy and things like that. Like, do you find that, I mean, doing a competition is not necessarily doing business differently, but do you find that you've had to come up with really innovative ways to engage people for them to kind of use your services?
I actually think doing a competition is actually doing business differently, because the thing about it is, like, you see, we can't compete with the big boys, with the large logistics companies, because they have larger budgets for advertising and marketing and stuff like that. So we have to use social media in the most creative ways possible to make sure that we can stay in the conversation, because we are still technically one of the largest indigenous logistics companies in Nigeria right now, with a fleet of over about 70 to 100 vehicles. But when you compare it to the other companies that are much larger, you still think, oh, we may be an SME or not. So you need to find a way to put yourself out there without spending as much money as they are on, like, sponsoring Formula 1 teams and stuff like that. So you need to make sure that you're so relevant within your environment. So when we did our things with the competitions with the tickets, for instance, where people could win tickets to Paris, New York, or London, it helps, because branding and marketing are a little bit different. With branding, you just need to make sure people know that you are in a situation where you can work with the big players in the industries, like with the.
Sorry. Speaking on branding and marketing, like, there's a particular, I guess, guideline or way that a lot of the local businesses and even some of the big players do it here. There's a way that Nigerian consumers kind of respond to marketing styles here. And I was watching a very popular show yesterday night, and the brand was like, they branded themselves everywhere, from on the freaking teacup to the floor. And I was like, do you guys honestly believe that this works? For me, I love that word.
Experiential?
You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Experiential marketing. And you know, having fun with your customers. So you know, maybe having items or people pop up in different places, or just things that are eye-catching. And I don't think we do that a lot here, because we're so bent on the traditional methods of things. But for you, it's obviously worked, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is, like, the way I see it, we don't use any marketing strategy companies in Zippy. We do everything in-house ourselves. We come up with all our concepts. We try and make sure we have a workforce of people that are all under the age of 30, 35. We just sit down and brainstorm that. What would people like? Like last year, we made about 500 Zippy caps, and then we personalize all our customers' logos on it, names on it, actually. Really, so like one of the things we always say is that the client isn't the customer. So if we do all the deliveries for Jumia, for example, when we are doing our Christmas hampers, which you give out, you normally give it out to the company, but we don't. What we do is we give out the gifts to the consumers. Because people that actually receive things from Zippy are the ones that we are trying to engage the public. We're trying to get like if you look at things like the mannequin challenge, the mannequin challenge made the song, Ray Sermon's song, more popular than the actual song itself. So like crowd engagement can actually make you more. They were sold as many records as Adele, even though I'm sure no one actually knows the actual lyrics to the actual song, but everyone knows the mannequin challenge. There's no one that can say they don't know the mannequin challenge, but they will not tell you, like, they can't even sing the chorus of the song. However, Adele, you can sing every single chorus of every single one of her songs. So one of the things is, like, once you get things that engage the public, you are doing much better than if you actually
did the traditional thing. Okay, so then my next thing is, like, what do you think about you know, as you mentioned, the fact that a lot of Nigerian businesses tend to do things the traditional way. Do you think that the maybe younger crop of newer entrepreneurs are doing things differently, or are we doing the same? Because this is a kind of a two-pronged question. So let me. Are we doing business differently, or are we doing the same? We're doing different kinds of businesses, but we're doing them the traditional way. So we're doing newer kinds of businesses, but we're doing them the same. We're still using traditional methods, or are we just doing like a whole new, going off in a whole new different direction?
I'll say, like, Nigerians used to settle. But like right now, the consumers in Nigeria have been told that they don't have to settle anymore. And exactly. So it's like now they're willing to, they want more, they want better. They want the new thing, which is affordable luxury. They want something that's very luxurious but at affordable prices. Where you have hotels like you have nice hotels like Maison Fahrenheit, for example, which has like fantastic views and everything, but at affordable prices. It's no longer the really ridiculously high 7-star prices. So people are now understanding that, even like with apartments, normally if you want to rent an apartment before for 3.5 to 4 million naira, you wouldn't get anything nice. But now you have these modern structures.
So you know, that kind of stuff.
So like, you know what I mean? So people are expecting more. So businesses are being forced to innovate. They're trying to move out the old heads and get new young people to come up with new designs and new concepts.
Please.
So that's why I feel as if, even if they didn't want to do business differently, in order to innovate, they would have to do business differently to meet the demand. Okay,
well, on that note, we have to go on another quick break. When we come back, we'll still be talking about doing business differently. Stay with us, please.
Hi guys, welcome back to The Spot, and today we're talking about doing business differently. So I wanted to find out, when I think about logistics, and before Zippy came along, you'd just find yourself an Okada guy or whatever and ask him to just help you drop something off and hope that he doesn't run away with it. And even within that world, like I hear so many different issues and stuff that some of these logistics guys have to go through. For example, you drive into a particular area, you've got to pay tax to a particular area guy or something, or the police are bothering you. How have you guys managed to bypass all of that and still stand and do business?
It's been tough, because I'll say...
Or have you even?
Well, as I said, it's been tough. See, there are two arms of Zippy that I feel are the most difficult things that I've built, which is because we do a lot of national logistics for supermarkets.
Okay.
For like the likes of the ShopRite and the large supermarkets. So we stock the shelves. So we send trucks nationwide weekly, and then we also have our fleet of bikes to do the Jumia Conga stuff. So the thing about it is, before we start, we're regulating unregulated industries.
Yeah.
As Zainab said, like, there were Okada guys that used to go and do deliveries before, or these courier companies or something. So to build structure around people that were not, thank you so much. To build structure around people that didn't have that structure in the first place, has been very hard.
Yeah.
Setting the rules, setting the guidelines, changing the way business works. So now they have to understand that, okay, now you're earning a fixed salary, but you have to pay them a bit higher. One thing I do to avoid that is I pay them a bit higher, because our drivers earn higher than any other drivers in any logistics companies, because when you know you have a job that's paying you so well,
you're going to do that.
You're going to make sure you don't want to lose it. So you're not going to go steal a package or something like that. I feel like the carrot works better than the stick.
Oh, okay.
Instead of threatening them with police and stuff. Because at the end of the day, the whole point of this for me was because before Zippy, I used to work at the Clinton Foundation.
Okay.
So, and with that, I used to do a lot of projects for international development and try and see how you can do with rural electrification and things like that. And I realized that, look, empowering people is actually a lot more effective and sustainable than trying to just build something to give it to them. So, with what I find with all of our industry and all of our employees, because with about all 100 of them, is that when they're happy, they do their work properly. Is when you try and force some stringent conditions on them, like, oh, work from 8 till 6 for 40,000 naira.
Yeah.
That's when they now start to
acting up.
They start to grumble and start to find ways to make more money.
See, I was going to actually talk about that in that sense. So you've had this, you've had obviously experience with different kinds of businesses, and I'm sure before you started, you did lots of case studies and research as to what they do and what you would do here. So when I think of doing business differently, to be honest, I know that I'm biased. I think of things that I've seen or heard or I've read about in the States or in the UK, in Canada, Australia, wherever, and I just think of it like they go so far sometimes, like someone using a flash mob to do whatever, or someone like they really do push the envelope.
They do the most.
Do you think that this is something? I mean, I know that we're doing business differently now because consumers have higher expectations, but do you think that there's room, considering our culture, because there's always a culture aspect in Africa, is there room to really push the envelope, and like how far do you you know what I mean? I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to say.
I know. And
how far are we pushing it? Like how far can we push it?
I get what you mean. Like, see, there's always going to be resistance, but like I feel the youth are bringing things out differently. Like I have a few of my friends now. One of my friends owns a company that just set up a new billboard in Lagos. Okay. It's now the brightest and the most lit billboard in the whole of Nigeria.
And when he says lit, he doesn't mean like party lit. He means lit like it's bright, plenty light.
Just before Third Mainland?
No.
Oh, there's a new one.
Just on the toll bridge.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is lit.
It's lit.
That is lit.
The thing is, there have been billboards in Nigeria for years, but this one catches your attention because the LED screens are different.
Right.
Because, and I talked to him, and it was a lot more expensive setting it up. But he said to me that, look, he's trying to build a new generation. He's trying to set a new standard. And the moment he's done that now, all the competition is going to have to go and increase their standards, because all the banks and all the organizations are going to say, I want this one. And they know what they're paying him. He's charging the same as the other guys for a higher quality. So you as a customer, as a bank or as an organization that rents billboard space, you're like,
going to go there straight.
You're going to go there straight and be like, look, you tell the guy that you've been paying for the past 10 years that, look, if you don't step up your game, we're taking our money elsewhere, because people don't accept mediocrity anymore. So I feel as if it's going to be a struggle, but it's got to come from the consumers. Consumers need to demand more. They need to stop settling. They need to stop saying, you know what, this is what I've been doing for so long. People are afraid of change.
As much as we want it.
As much as we want it. Like, people are just like, I'm stuck in my ways. Like, I live in a flat. Oh, it's the stress of moving is so difficult. But once you're willing to put yourself out there and try something new, try a new restaurant, try Uber. Like, Uber is so successful in Nigeria simply because of the brand. The brand is so powerful that when I'm inside an Uber, I feel confident. And that's the kind of change that people should expect. So when you have these sort of things happening, people have no choice, but the businesses have no choice but to innovate and
step up.
Do better.
I mean, when I think of, you know, the kinds of businesses that that are doing things differently, there's a lot of things that come to mind, but I think we have to go on another break. So when we come back, we'll be talking about them, and we'll have much more for you here on the spot. So please stay with us. Hey guys, welcome back. You're still watching The Spot. Hopefully you've been tuning in and joining in on the conversation via social media. You know, you can always send us a tweet, Facebook message, or an email on entertainment@EbonyLifeTV.com. We're talking doing business differently, and before the break I was thinking about some businesses that I just kind of not wanted to shout out, but kind of talk about because I feel like they're doing something, you know, pretty different. Or they're doing things that we know differently, you know. So I think of companies like Payant. I don't know if you know about Payant. No. Payant's it's you can use it for invoicing. So for example, you're a freelancer, you don't necessarily, you don't have like maybe an accountant to do like an invoicing thing for you or whatever, or a way to get payments using cards, for example, or a POS. So you just send them an online invoice, they do everything on the back end for you, so they just pay it and it goes straight into your account, as opposed to just a transfer. I mean, I know people can still do that, but I just think it's different and it's more professional. If you're a freelancer, for example, or a small, very small business with 2 or 3 people, that's a good way to invoice your customers. So, and please just pay it into my account. You know, that's different. So I think of Fiber, which is a, you know, Fiber is a new, for people who might not know, Fiber is a Nigerian company, and they are sort of changing how we do real estate. So it's now a situation where they kind of manage buildings in a sense. So they manage buildings and you pay monthly, as opposed to that whole, you know, pay 2 years full of.
Do they have tenants now? Because
yes, they do. I know 2 people that live in a Fiber, whatever. But I know that they've. I mean, I've seen more because. Well, get more buildings or get more.
I guess maybe get more buildings because. I think the difficult part is speaking to these people who own these buildings.
That's the thing. I think that's their challenge.
Aren't doing anything with them. But somebody offers you a solution, and it's like, I just want to sell
business
it.
differently.
I like Fiber.
That's actually a very good example, because like I remember I spoke to the Fiber guys when they were like a while ago, and the thing about it is, it's something I've always really looked into. Like, why can't we have a monthly rental system in Nigeria? Because like, you know, there are people that make money. They make, they can make 500,000 naira a month or 600,000 naira a month. And in a year, you have about, 7 million naira or 8 million naira. But if someone says to come and pay 250,000 naira rent a month, you'll be happy doing that. But if someone says bring 3 million naira in January, I'm like, I don't have the money in January, but I'll have it over the course of 12 months. So if you let me structure my payments, I'll be able to do that. But then the fact that it's not even available, it's a problem. And because there's so many different things that you can look into, like how the banks can offer it, or like insurance companies can actually work with banks to secure the first and last month's rent, like in America.
Exactly.
So you see things like, people are just used to collecting 2 years' rent.
Even though technically it's illegal.
Do you know
but they still do it.
2 years' rent up front. And then, like, how do you expect a young person to come up with 12 million naira or 10 million naira for 2 years when he's just trying to get his business up on the ground, like, or he's trying to start himself up? So that's why you find a lot of people still live at home and stuff like that. It's just because, and there are a lot of empty properties.
A lot.
Occupancy rate is low.
Yeah, and they don't ever adjust. It's almost kind of like, well, if I can't get 5 million for it, then nobody gets to have it. Well, isn't it better for you to say, okay, fine, take it for 3 million and then pay 1 million up front, and then, but we just don't seem to.
Yeah, and then the property runs down. They build a new property that's been empty since it's been built for like the past 5 years. And then all the pipes are starting to rust.
And nobody's ever lived there.
And your investment is just running down.
So
please,
we all need to find ways
to do the great work that you do, basically.
So people like that. I don't know if you, do you know of any new businesses or any businesses that are doing things differently? You always go and then you don't say anything.
No, because it's another logistics company. Damn it, we're here. Can't talk about that. But actually, no. In fact, it's not that they're doing. They're doing something differently. You know, they help you get items from the States or from London over here. But then was it? No, it was in January. I needed to get some items over, and they sent me a breakdown of their costings and how the rate works. And at the time, let's say the dollar was like 500. They were not coming to me with like 520. I was like,
well, yeah,
what's the
they've
problem?
got to make their,
like, okay, I get it, what you're trying to do and stuff. And they're pretty popular.
They're very good. Actually, we work with them. I also sold my.
And it's fast.
Supplements.
Like within a week or two, you'll get your
Jan to
you get your item.
Honestly speaking.
Sorry, I think you might like this one. Amazon to Africa.
Amazon to Africa.
I ain't spending no more money, okay? We in a recession.
I just
more
thought you might like it because it's Amazon.
I don't want to like it. Okay. I don't. My bank account doesn't like anything anymore. I'm telling you now. But yeah.
Who else do I know?
No, but like the Jan Tagidi girls, they're they're amazing. Like I remember when a lot of people, because the thing about logistics is that the industry is large, so you need to find people that you can partner with. You need to find people that you can outsource certain things to, so we don't all just keep doing the same thing.
Right.
They are so
open.
They pay attention to details so much. Like they actually take every order so seriously that I love the way they do their business. Yeah. They're one of the people that I know that I can actually vouch for and recommend that. Okay, you know what, this is a good partner to have in an industry. It's because I'm confident when other companies, I'm not so sure, but with Jan Tagidi. No, those girls know what they're doing.
And that's something that I like, and that's something I think is, is a really great way to do business differently, is to collaborate with people who are in your industry. Because honestly, that whole thing where people are stronger together, it's actually true.
But you know, we have that culture of
competition as opposed to collaboration.
And we just, like, we don't see the vision and the end game, and it's so frustrating because you're only just shooting yourself in the foot.
Exactly.
You really are.
Yeah, you can actually do more if you
can do
partner
so
with
much
someone
more.
and reach more people.
You can reach more areas. Like, for instance, now, if I have a fleet and I cover Lagos exclusively, I have 5 other partners that cover different regions exclusively, and we all come together to form a conglomerate. Whenever I have any delivery going to that area, I just send to him, and they have any delivery come to this area, they send it to me, and we promote each other's businesses, and before we know it, we're both growing.
Everyone's growing.
But because of me going to go and do it myself, it's just no longer profitable.
Yeah. And the way some people will fight to go and try and do it themselves, like
you think it's
All right, guys, we're gonna go on another quick break. We'll see you guys in just a moment on the spot. Hi guys, welcome back to the spot, and it's that time where we check out a spotlight. So let's take a look at who we have in the light today.
Anything you want, my body and my soul, I'll give it all to you, baby. Anything you need,
oh yeah, check them if you like them, make it take them if you break them. That's where me I go buy. See, but they everywhere. They don't want this love to rest. Look cool everywhere. But them no fit stop this money to like you.
I am Stan. I'm an artist. I do Afro-pop music. Music started for me way back when I started dancing. I was dancing and I was singing as well. I did tons of dances, cultural, contemporary, hip-hop. And from there I fused. The music just came, and it's been one step to the next, ever since. And that's I'm here. I got signed and I'm here right now. Professionally, it started for me 2 years ago. Then I got signed last year by Woodman Music, and I just dropped my first single last year, and the video, it's out already. My dream collaborations that I like to have, first of all, is P-Square, Flavor, and my brother Fino. What inspires the music that I do? Okay, it starts from first me, my personality, and it boils down to my family, where I've come from, the story that I have to tell, and of all things, I love beautiful women. So these things together form me as a person. 5 years from now, I see myself at the highest level of music, at the highest level. I see myself performing at the opening and the closing of an African Cup of Nations. I have a different kind of act that I'm bringing to the table, that I'm bringing to the music industry right now, and I'm willing to go all out to make sure it happens. And who I am on the spotlight today a sign that would mean music and an inspiration to the world in years to come.
All right, Stan. Well, wishing him all the best in his career. It's kind of almost time for us to go, but I think we have a couple minutes left. So let's find out, what you have on the cards this year, like in terms of expanding, in terms of doing even more things differently, and perhaps giving me a ticket to Paris because I've never been, and I just feel like I should go. I deserve it. I deserve. Okay. I'll stop speaking.
So basically, like this year, we're going to do another competition. I'm pretty certain that we're going to send people some exciting places. Let's just wait for the economy to pick up before people start to. Because
actually, how has the economy affected? Like, are you seeing less? Are you seeing anything drop because people are spending less or not?
Funny enough, it's the other way around.
Really?
The economy is doing, the bad economy is doing better for Nigerian businesses.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because now you can't import anymore, so now you have to now start buying.
So they say. Yeah, we still have Indian Gary on the shelf.
We still have
I saw that this
Indian Gary
morning.
on the shelf.
I saw that this morning. I don't know how that's
I was
so cheap.
so salty about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because like now, I remember I used to buy this moisturizer from Kiehl's, and it used to cost about 50
the fancy days.
The fancy,
You don't understand.
You don't remember
Now
those
it's like,
days,
let's
right?
just try share butter.
and share butter just
50. It was £50. It was £50 for the argan oil moisturizer.
God, you're
Do you know
so
how
fancy.
do you know how I've been holding
He
on to
says
my
I
foundation?
you don't understand.
50,000 naira
Everything
foundation.
is-
I was like, look, let me
Do you
just
know, now, like,
Yeah.
I looked at it now, so that's
serious.
25,000 naira for. I went to
Okay.
ShopRite and I found myself some nice Palmer's cocoa
Do
butter.
you understand?
I got 10. I got 10. I said, bring 10. This will last me. That Kiehl's runs out in a month.
Yeah.
So I was like, because now you're being forced to look internally. And when you look internally, Nigerian businesses that have products to offer can now actually start offering their services. And then for logistics, that helps us because now we're moving more products
Right, domestically.
because no one's importing anymore. So everyone wants to get things from their warehouse in Bagada to Abuja to Kano. So people are making, like a company like Wilson's Lemonade.
Yeah.
Amazing guys.
yeah.
Sheo and Shay have been working with me for the last 3 years now.
Yeah.
And now I've literally watched their business grow. The new bottles they've come up with.
Yeah, those are beautiful.
The large
Those
ones
are
as well.
very nice.
And they're very meticulous. They pay attention to every single detail. So you see things like that, you can actually see one of the few benefits of the economy is that it makes Nigerian businesses have an opportunity to take advantage of where we are right now.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think, with that, I'm not an entrepreneur. I freelance, but I'm not an entrepreneur, so I don't have a business. But I think that this is really, when people say, oh, when there's a downturn in the economy, you look at the opportunities. I actually think it really is a great opportunity for us to do things differently and to improve on services that, we already kind of have because, you can't be coasting anymore.
No.
Now you really need to, everybody else is now going to say, okay, so you can't get your Kiehl's, so let me start making an argan oil cream or something. If 5 people are doing it, why are we going to pick you? Because something about
the
you
quality
needs
must
to be
match
better.
that standard.
Exactly.
Like now, I used to use our graphic designers used to be based in America and India, and then now we're using Nigerian guys because
and
by the time I convert to dollars.
Yes, now.
And those guys charge by the hour, don't
Yeah,
they?
by the hour.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, it looks like it's time for us to end the show, sadly. And it's been fun. Hopefully you guys have learned something, and I hope you had a good time as well.
I did.
Good, thank you so much. Alrighty, so we'll see you guys next time on The Spot. Peace out. Bye-bye. All right, cool. Please sign our wall.
Okay.
Yes.